How many times it happens that after doing something really stupid, really horrible, even after apologizing, we never come out of that memory. And that is due to anger. It happens almost everybody's life in any point of our time. Become angry and have done something really stupid that we always thought if we can turn back time, we would go there and fix that thing. But it's not possible. That is the dangerous thing about anger. Because anger can be very short-lived. It can be in fraction of seconds to minutes. But that few minutes of angry moments can lead to permanent scars. So if you have really difficulties controlling your anger, this is the right place for you. Because in this video, I am going to show you few examples of how we can actually defeat our anger. I am going to share 5 most important tips that will help you reduce the anger at the point of time. So stay tuned and watch the video. To understand defeating an anger, you first need to know what anger really is and what anger is capable of doing to yourself. Now, I always think of this whole idea as a 2 separate entity. Every single person has 2 entities, bright side and a dark side. The bright side is a very good side of that person, right? The gentleman who is always talking nicely, dressing nicely, behaving nicely. But on the other hand, we always have an unleashed demon inside us, that dark side of ourselves. And whenever we are angry, the dark side or the demon start taking over the bright side. And at that point, it's defeating the bright side and the demon is unleashed. And once the demon is unleashed, it will start smashing things up, destroying things, hurting other people. So what we need to do to control anger? Controlling anger will always mean to defeat that demon by our positive thoughts, by our bright side. So we need to make our bright side so much bright and so much positive that our demon should never even come back. We should lock it up and it should never come back. That's what we need to do. So once you understand this very basic thing of how anger works, what are the things people do when they're angry? Anger is generated due to some kind of incidents in our life. Because all of us have some principles in our life and we want to work through those principles. Now if someone else is destroying that for us, we get really angry for that. Now once some people is destroying our dream or doing bad things to us, there is a chance or reason to be angry, right? Because that person is actually hurting us. But the question is, if a person hurt you, will you hurt him back? It's all about tit for tat policy or not. Because as Mahatma Gandhi said, that an eye for an eye is ultimately making the whole world blind. And that's true. So what you should do, that if somebody is making difficulty in your life, in that case what you should do? Whether you should fight against that person and turn yourself as the same person like that one, or you will manage it in a better way. Now in some cases it's beyond the control, you need to think and take up different types of approaches, but in most of the cases where there are little things and people get angry about almost nothing, so in that case this video is intended to help those persons. So if you are angry about something really logical and think of, in that case it's not about you won't get angry. Every person will get angry. It's not like it's a nature of person. But the thing is, how do you manage your anger? How do you represent your anger and express your anger? Many people express the anger into materialistic manner, that you destroy things out there present at their home. They start throwing things out, things like that. And many people even do something that is really bad, beating child and beating other person, which is really bad and lead to very bad and dark consequences. Because every one of us, just try to think of an idea recently whenever you are angry. Think of an idea. Have you remembered that thing anymore? No, we never remembered. We are very angry about a stuff, and whenever the things are okay, we forget about those stuff because that are not that important to us. But still, when we are angry, we do something really bad that can lead to permanent mark throughout our lifespan. And anger can literally ruin people's life by doing something at the angry moment, by taking a decision at the angry moment. For the rest of the life, the people will not be happy. So, what are the ways to regulate the anger? The first important thing to regulate the anger is cut it out. So this is the tip number 1, to go away from the place where the situation is setting. Let's say the situation is between you and one of your friends, and you know this is about to be going down, which is going to be really bad. So in that case, instead of arguing about a topic again and again and hurting each other with words and then physical, all these things, it's much better you should leave that place. If you think that the friend is really important to you, and it's quite not easy to find a good friend in these days, so it's always better that you should leave that place, because time has a magnificent healing power, that if you away from that and give some time in between, even your darkest enemies that you ever had, let's say enemy, whenever you heard his name, you saying that I'm going to kill that person, but whenever after so many years you see that person, you may smile and talk. That may happen without any other involvement, just by time. So time has a huge healing power. So let time decide. Just cut it out and go away from that place for a while. Give it a walk. That's always. Tip number 2. Another important thing about controlling anger is that what happens actually in anger, as I told you, this is a kind of a bad side of you, and you start to do things because anger is a kind of power, your negative force that you apply to do bad things. So while this negative force is going on to apply and doing bad things, you should apply it for something which will neutralize your negative force. What are the things that can neutralize? Physical activities, right? Because actually, literally, in anger, people do physical activities. That's why they're ending up in fight. So instead of ending up in fight, leave that place and go for a bicycle ride. You take a bicycle, start riding, push it really hard, go really, really fast in an empty space, blank road. That is going to help you. Or do swimming, which is also involving a lot of physical activity, tough physical activities. That is also going to reduce your anger. So think of second time when you're angry, just leave that place, take a cycle or run simply. That will help in reducing your anger for sure. Here comes the tip number 3. Tip number 3 is very simple but sometimes really, really effective. We sometimes don't even know why we're angry about. We think we're angry about something, but actually there is something, other core events that we're angry about, and that is eating and breathing. If we are hungry, that is also related to angry. That's why hungry and angry came together. Because if you're hungry, there is a chance that you will be very angry about very simple small things, and it's quite happening to me always. I can't even think of staying hungry for a long time, so it's always good. Whenever I am very much hungry, I stop talking to people because I know I'm going to talk something bad which is not going to be good. So it's always better that whenever you're hungry, go get some food. Once you get some food, you will see automatically your anger goes down a little bit, and that's a proven fact. You'll do that. It's very simple, but you will do that. Or another thing is taking deep breath. If you breathe deeply, in that case it's also helping you to release some tension, so release some anger. Or simple physical activities, physical exercises, as I know, running, walking, those things help you to reduce your anger a little bit. Here we go with tip number 4. Tip number 4 to manage your anger, to control your anger, will be to think of something good and positive events. Always you start thinking of your positive events, recent positive events that you have done, and start thinking of that. And also sometimes you can consult with one of your friends. You can call the friend that you really like or a person that you really love, and whenever you visit that person, your anger will flee away. And we always have at least one person in our life that we always can count on, and we can go and we can share everything. Sharing that thing with that person and getting a laugh will definitely help you to reduce that anger, because at that moment we know there are very few person in the world that can make us laugh like mad. And go to that person, find that person. If you have that person in your life, ask to them, talk to them, and like always, those people will make you laugh. And once you laugh, your anger will flee away. That's all about it. Now the last and final tip number 5, and this is about counting or kind of some mental activities when you're angry. When you're angry, you start thinking of counting 1 to 50, or if you count backwards from 50 to 1, actually it's diverting your brain, because if you're thinking of that angry stuff again and again, it's kind of bad. But if you're diverting your brain, and a good easy way to divert your brain is to think of different things. And what other things you will think, because in angry moments you'll always start thinking of same thing again and again. So better thing is thinking of 1 to 50 or going from 50 to 1. It's always helpful. When I heard about this method earlier, I thought, how can this work? Probably you were thinking that too, but believe it, I get it a try, and I thought, yes, during that moment, or if you're calculating something in your brain, you start thinking completely. After a few times, that anger is no more. Now your brain is set for calculating something else or looking something else. And the best way to calculate is either you go for 1 to 50 or 1 to 100. It may take, for some people it may take less number of counting for reducing the anger. For some people it may take longer numbers to reduce the anger. But ultimately it helps to reduce the anger a little bit. But remember always, the best and biggest thing is to remove yourself from that place, to lift that place where the moment is going on. It's always important. If you stay there always and you're still counting and doing things, it's not going to help. You need to go out from that place. That's always true. So I shared 5 important tips to you to reduce your anger, to manage your anger in a better way. And if you manage to anger your better way, you can be a better gentleman, a better person in your world, or to everybody of your relatives, of your friends, neighbors, and everyone in the world. So try any of these methods, 2 or 3 of these methods all together, and you will find them really important and effective in your life. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel to get more and more videos like that, and definitely share this video with your friends. Thank you.